After years of getting ripped off by big wireless providers, there's finally a better option. Mint Mobile is the affordable premium wireless service that you buy online. To get your new phone plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/DIYS. What's going on, everybody? I'm Tahir Moore.
I'm Patrick Cloud.
And this is another episode of Damn Internet, You're Scary.
Hey, happy Memorial Day. I know when this actually comes out, it'll be Thursday, but Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
I know you were doing shows and stuff, but you came back on Monday. Is there a barbecue popping? You staying in, tucked, napping?
Bro, I ain't doing nothing. We got to do this episode of Damn Internet You're Scary, and then we doing 21 questions, and then I'm unpacking, repacking, and bro, it seems like the weeks are getting crazier for me.
No, for real though.
Like we leave late Wednesday night, basically a red eye.
Last Wednesday or
this Wednesday we leave at it's like a 12:49 flight to get to Lexington, Kentucky. That's the one thing about staying on the West Coast is like everybody else is so far ahead of us time wise. So we either got to leave super early if the flights are available or the night before to get there at a decent time. So we got to leave late Wednesday night, technically Thursday, to get there on time. Mm-hmm. And bro, I'm exhausted because this past week I did we did Damn Internet You're Scary and everything, and then we did that on Tuesday. Wednesday I had an all-day Spectrum shoot that was 13 hours, and then Thursday I had a 14-hour shoot for Insecure. Flew out Friday. 14 hours, Pat.
Sheesh.
Guess how many scenes we did?
2.
1.
Shut up. So was it mostly waiting around or what?
A lot of hurry up and wait, and it was just a lot of coverage. And I guarantee when you see the scene
over and over again?
Yeah, running it from different angles, flipping the cameras, push-ins. There was kids in the scene, so we had to get the kids shots in and all of that. But I guarantee when you see the scene ain't gonna be longer than 4 minutes.
Why did it take so long?
I have no idea.
Nobody was like messing up or anything?
No. Not to the point where it should have taken 14 hours.
Was it outside?
No, it was in the house. Coincidentally, it was in one of the houses that we shot a Spectrum commercial in last year or the year before.
Is it just a house that's popping on the production market?
I guess so. I know the neighbors hate it, but yeah, I guess so.
Damn. That seems like a lot.
14 hours, Pat.
That's why scripted is very tedious to do.
Oh my God. All the flips. I was like, I know that they ain't gonna use half of this.
That's a lot of post-production to just kind of go through and just like, that seems like
it was so much footage. And then you know how it is when you shooting like a big budget thing like Insecure, bro. You like, they want to make sure everything is right, take it again. And what else? They were like on the push-ins and that, bro. It was just, I was like, I forgot about this.
Mm-hmm.
And even the commercial, because the commercial is basically all green screen. It's basically on the new Spectrum commercial. You got Tony sitting like where I'm at, and then I'm on his left shoulder as the dish guy, and then Kev's on his right shoulder as the Spectrum guy. Mm-hmm. And it's just like we shot one full commercial, and then we shot 3 15-second spots, like internet spots. So I hurt my back because they had me do my own stunts.
What does that mean?
Huh?
15-second spots?
So it's like a 15-second bumper, like how we just did that Mint Mobile joint. Mm-hmm. It's like that. So like that's going to be the internet stuff.
Oh, like promo?
Yeah. Well, not promo. They're actually commercials because they're going to do the whole to get your service today at the end of it.
Oh, voiceovers. Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't voiceovers. It was green screen commercials, and at the end of it, they're gonna put that little, how you can get the promo. It was for Spectrum. It was a commercial.
Why was it green screen?
You'll see when it comes out, man.
You seem so stressed. Like I don't know.
They had me this is one thing where he flicks me off his shoulder
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the good versus bad. So he flicks me off his shoulder, and then that one they wanted me to jump backwards.
You meant literally on the shoulder.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like at my shoulder, at my like behind him. Okay,
No.
the green screen makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they flick me. He flicks me off his shoulder, and I was supposed to jump backwards. So I'm on a ramp, this ramp that they made, covered in green cloth to go with the green screen. And so I jumped backwards. Now I told him the way they had this mat set up, this crash pad set up, it wasn't a good idea. The DP was like, let's put some apple boxes under it and angle it so when he jumps back. I was like, that doesn't sound smart. Just leave it down, position, and I'll be okay. Put the apple boxes up, listen to him because he had big I'm white, I'm right energy. You feel me? And I jumped back. I mean, just fuck all of my shoulder and back up, hit my head on the apple box, hit my shoulder and back on the corner of the apple box. I was just like, fuck, loud, because I'm pissed. Because at this point, it's 11 hours in. No, it's like 12 hours in.
Uh-huh.
So I'm pissed at this point, right? Because we still got 3 more shots to do. And they was like, they worried, you know, he's going to go to the hospital. They asked my manager and all this type of stuff. I'm like, let's just finish the fucking shots. Let's just get it done, bro. I'm tired. Let's just finish strong.
Mm-hmm. And you did?
We finished it. Yeah, we got up out of there.
That seems like a rough week.
It was intense. It was intense. And then did 5 shows this weekend at Nate's Club.
How was Nate's Club? I hear that. I think I just, what did I just talked to him? I forget. Oh, he was on Zooming, right? Yeah, he was on. Okay.
Yeah, he has a beautiful club. He has a beautiful club. One of the best clubs in the country.
Funny club, right?
Huh?
It's called like Super Funny Club, right?
Yeah, Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club.
Está lit. That's in Tacoma?
Yep. 30 minutes from Seattle. So you fly into Seattle and then catch an Uber or something like 30 minutes in, or a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this was a long weekend.
Hey.
And then the Sunday show, which is typically on Sundays you have one show, and typically that show is at 7:00, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Sunday show is at 9:00. So it's just like, bro, we gotta wait even longer just to, but thankfully the crowd was amazing.
Wait, you mean like 9 is too late?
Yeah, man. I mean, I get it because it's a holiday, but it was like, if it was gonna be like that, you might as well just have 2 shows.
For the Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, right? You might as well treated it like a weekend.
Right? All of them was sold out for the most part.
Well, I mean, that's that's what y'all signed up for with the
bro. That's why you can't really complain. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to take this as complaining.
Right.
I'm just telling you how the weekend went and why I'm tired. But I'm never complaining because this is what we pray for, bro.
For life.
I do also want to point out that me, Tony, and Kev's episode on 85 South, even without DC and Chico being there, is already at I think 474,000 views.
Oh wow!
In 2 days.
Just Carlos?
It was just Carlos. It was just us and Carlos, and I think it's already at 474,000.
But wasn't everybody in the picture?
DC came like toward the end of the show, but he didn't hop in the episode. He just came to the spot.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
it was a fun episode, bro.
I thought I saw everybody in the photo shoot.
Yeah, it's at 489,000 views right now.
That's what's up. I mean, you should just do what I'm about to do. I'm not going to no barbecues today. I'm just gonna Postmates like a burger.
Oh man.
Postmates some barbecue or something and just
I want some halal guys. I might just do the halal guys. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Yeah, man, shit's moving fast.
I honestly want to just knock all my work out right now and then just lay down. And I've been like, I never get the best sleep in hotels. Last year would have been like the first year I would have been looking forward to it because Kev and I didn't have anything else planned. But because we're shooting this food show now I had to get up early. So even on the weekends, you know what I'm saying, I'm out of town. My show is until like 7 but I still have to get up at like 8 or 9 to get ready for the shoot.
Uh,
And today I was
both
just like,
days?
huh?
Both days?
Yeah, yep. Saturday and Sundays for the most part.
Oh, y'all not getting no type of rest.
No
No.
rest in between, bro. And then I got a new show. I'm gonna try to start shooting on the road for my Patreon. So I'm just tired. I wanted to come home and just lay down. Don't have to set an alarm or anything like that. We're not doing Zoom with the homies this week. This is my week off. So
Oh, good.
man, I could not wait to just come home and lay down on my purple mattress, bro, because purple is comfort reinvented. The only purple has the grid. You know what I'm saying, Pat? That's that stretchy gel material that's amazingly supportive for your back and legs while cushioning your shoulders, neck, and hips. I don't know how they do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. All I can say is that it is just fantastic. And because of how it's designed, the grid doesn't trap air. Air actually circulates and it flows through it, so you never overheat. And that's a big thing for me, man. Like I cannot sleep if I'm hot. If I wake up in a sweat, I might as well just like go downstairs and lay on the couch and try to do it again because I'm not going to be any good that day. The grid bounces back as you move and you shift, unlike memory foam, which remembers everything. That's why memory foam has craters and divots. So we got again. I started with the purple pillow, then I got the purple the seat cushion for when I'm recording or doing anything like that, and then we got the mattress because we just like all of these products are so amazing. We got to get it to sleep on. So right now you can try Purple mattress risk free with free shipping and returns, and they even have financing available too. So Purple is really comfort for an uncomfortable world. Y'all just heard my schedule. It is very uncomfortable. I feel like my back is against the wall with deadlines all the time. This is perfect for anyone that is experiencing the same thing or you just really want to get the most out of your sleep. Right now, you can get 10% off any order of $200 or more. Go to purple.com/DIYS10 and use the promo code DIYS10. That's purple.com/DIYS10. Use the promo code DIYS10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Purple.com/DIYS10 plus the promo code DIYS10. Terms apply.
Heck yeah. I've been saying it for months and months, but I would love a purple mattress. I
Do it,
need,
man. Don't cheat
need to
yourself.
go
Treat
ahead and
yourself.
use our own code for this.
Come on, man. Absolutely. It's about time, too. It's
For
about
real.
time, man. So you said, did we hear when you came into the room, which makes me think there's a story behind that. What's going on with that?
Okay. So I purchased something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted this, and I don't know if it was the noise or if it was, but I was just like I never had the courage to do it, and I finally did it, and I was like, oh damn, everybody going dog walk me for this, but I don't care. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready? All right. This is how you get into my spot now. Did you see it?
Were those the beads on the door? You have the 1980 beads on. Oh my God, Pat. You're a hippie.
Yeah. Every
You're,
time. Every time.
you are
Woo!
such a hippie, bro.
Hey man, it's awesome. I would highly recommend it. I never knew where they were or where to get them, but I'm living my best life now. I don't care. I
Okay.
already say I sell incense wholesale. Why not? Why?
That's it, man. That's it. That's it.
Hey man, do what makes you you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, I'm all about it, man. I support that.
But speaking of bad decisions, I got this headline from the LA Times. My mom sent it to me today. Anybody who is still on the fence about COVID vaccinations, for some reason, California is now offering to pay $116 million in gifts and cash to those who get COVID vaccinations, which kind of begs the question, like, whenever in history did we bribe people for, I don't understand. And now there's another headline
Uh-huh.
that's like, it's showing that there was a 22-year-old woman in Ohio who won the first Vaxamillion lottery. It's literally called Vaxamillion.
Maximilian Lotteries.
Vaxamillion. And it's literally an incentive prize. And I think it's fake. I don't think somebody actually won. I think this is planted. And although I'm already half vaccinated, this is weird. This is undeniably very, very strange. I don't get it.
I think that in this case, the world shutting down for 14 months really hurt the economy and businesses because there were so many businesses and so many people that depended on that money, that relief money. They're
Mm.
like, yo, we can't do another 6 months of this. So they're doing everything in their power to try to ensure that we end this as quick as possible. So they're like, hell, we either gonna give the $100 million away in relief money, or we can get that shit away in incentive for people to go ahead and get vaccinated. Because what they want to do, and I saw a tweet or a post or something about this. Um, they want to get everybody back to work and offer this relief because people are refusing to go back to work because they're getting um, the the um,
The
the
check.
monthly stipend for living, right? So the unemployment. Um, because some people can make more money off of unemployment than they could at their job, people are refusing to go back to work, right? And so that's causing shortages with Uber. It's causing shortages with all the rideshare companies. It's causing shortages in supermarkets, Targets, all over the place because people like, bro, like I make $8 an hour, and I ain't even guaranteed 40 hours a week. My check gonna be $360 after taxes. I can stay at home and get an $800 check a week or a $500 check a week. Why would I go back to work? I get
Yeah.
both sides of it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying that some people, the unemployment check came out to more than their working check?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Pat.
That's been a thing.
Yes. Yes. There are
Oh,
so many companies that have said that I don't know. We talked about, I think, briefly, like, um, even in Tacoma, when we were driving to the store, we had saw that McDonald's, one of the McDonald's near our hotel was hiring. And it was like, um, a hiring incentive was like a $1,500 bonus, like
mhm,
after you've been hired. And I'm sure that it's like, after 60 days you get it or something like that.
right.
But they were giving away iPhones at McDonald's. Banks are starting at like $28 for positions because they need people. Like people are not trying to go back to work, bro.
So, so wait, how is the lottery tied with that?
Well, they're like, if we can get most of the United States vaccinated, then and now it's open. There are no age restrictions or limitations on it. Like anybody at any age can get it now. I
Mhm.
think their mindset is if we can get enough people vaccinated, then we don't have to provide this relief funding because now it's open to everyone. You have no reason to not get vaccinated other than your beliefs against vaccinations and things of that nature. But that's your belief. You're welcome to that. But the world is open back up. And because the world is open back up and there are jobs available, we're no longer going to provide this this financial relief. So if you want to go back to work, get vaccinated. And they're using, I think, the monetary incentives as motivation for people to go ahead and get vaccinated so they can stop giving out this money, bro. Living my Jeff life just said they're giving him 850 every 2 weeks so far. He don't want to go back.
Damn, that's why I didn't know that. Like, why would you want to go
Exactly.
back? Like, that's the government got them in a bit of a pickle.
I get it, bro. I like I said, I get both sides, especially if you're still not comfortable outside. It's like, why would I go outside and risk potentially catching it? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And if you don't believe in the vaccination, like I'm not getting the vaccination. So I know it's other people that like me who are
Right.
outside. I don't want to be close to them. So I get it. For me, it's just like I knew our travel schedule was so intense. I didn't want to risk bringing it back home. Then fuck around and still caught it in
Right.
between my shots of the vaccination. But now I feel more comfortable, out and about. Like we're not taking pictures for real. Yesterday I made the mistake of going downstairs back to the bar to grab another drink before the audience had cleared out. And this lady was close talking me hard, bro. Like she was right here and she had me
Oh,
locked in. Like she had cut my side while she's talking to me. She's shorter, so I had my head dug. So I'm trying to
grab your
listen
hips,
to her.
your love handles.
Bro, she was in between. She had her fingers like squeezing her, right?
Was
And then
she
she
drunk?
pulled her mask down for the picture, and then she kept it down for the rest of the conversation. I had to tell her, like, Shorty, you're a close talker. It's like no disrespect, but I'm comfortable, but I still ain't comfortable like that yet. So
Were
I
you
need to
masked?
move
Were
out.
you? Did you have a mask?
I had my mask on,
Okay.
but I still was like, you close, Shorty. You real close right now.
Does the no pictures thing? Because I remember when I went to your guys' show on y'all last tour, you it was so funny because you guys just set up to take pictures afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and the lines was long. I mean, it looked like
Mm-hmm.
everybody, damn near nobody stood up and was like, "All right, let's go home." Like everybody jumped in line, and like I guess I skipped the line, and I don't know if it was you or Kev, but I was like saying bye to you guys, and I was just like, "There's a lot of people here. Like, how long y'all gonna be here?" Y'all was just like, "A long time." so
If
so does
if
this
the if the show ended at 8:30, we would probably be done with pictures and like the VIP and all that stuff. We'd probably be done about 45 minutes later. And then
oh that's
after
okay,
that,
that's not as bad as I thought.
but after that, we still go to our tables. Which Kev would go to the back. Me and Tony would go to our tables and still push those shirts. So it's like
Oh, that you're not you're 45 minutes, all pictures, no merch selling.
the
Oh,
merch could be an additional 20, 30 minutes trying to get
you're
that.
probably not getting out of there till like 10, 11.
If it ended at 8:30, we probably get out of there about 10.
So is all that taken away now on this tour? I mean, not taken away, but you don't
Greg is selling Kev's merch. I don't have merch because I didn't want to be down there trying to sell no merch. I might get some made and let Greg sell it, but
have.
I ain't in no rush to do it, bro. Like I, I just I still want to be safe, and it
Oh,
sucks because
because of, oh, okay.
I'm potentially leaving. Like each show could potentially bring in $300 to $500 of merch. Now we doing like 4 to 5 shows a weekend, 4 to 6 shows a weekend. So I'm potentially leaving like 2,000, twenty
Right.
five hundred dollars on the table potentially. But bro, my health, you know what I'm saying? Like
You caught it.
it ain't worth it. It ain't no amount of money worth catching it again. So I leave it alone.
Sheesh. It's crazy how many like obvious like open like gaps in what the government should have been doing was exposed through all of this, because it's like even what you said about people are trying not to go back to work, it's just like, yeah, but it's also like those jobs should have been paying the people more than it would you would have to pay them to not be there. You know what I mean? Like that makes no sense. That should have been handled way before the pandemic. Like how I just never even thought that was happening. Like, but it's just like
Man, I
it's the job's fault. Like y'all paying them less than unemployment. So what they gonna do? That's
Man, I get it. Again, I get both sides of it. As a business owner, you want to keep your costs low, so that's why Walmart has the self checkout and all that type of stuff. Now they need potentially 5 to 10 employees less each store because they got the self checkout. You just have one person monitoring 8 to 10 machines, versus having an additional 5 to 8 cashiers. You know what I'm saying? You're potentially saving just on their salary, you're potentially saving $100,000 a year. Now, in the grand scheme of things, if they bringing in, hundreds of millions of dollars, it's not a big thing, but that's still overhead. That's still $100,000 overhead. So I get both sides of it, but I agree. You know what I'm saying? If you pay people what they worth, like I loathe the fact that people pay undocumented immigrants such a low wage because they know those people have no options. Who they gonna tell? They can't complain to the Better Business Bureau. They can't complain to the unemployment office because they're undocumented, right? So that they're not privy to the same benefits as a documented or a citizen of the United States. So people pay them like pennies on a dollar. And I feel like, bro, like, they're gonna work hard. Why not reward them? Why not reward their hard work and their loyalty with a decent salary, bro? Like, I'm always like, the money gonna come back, bro. Like, people be like so hard up for the money. Like, I get it. Money can't buy you happiness, but money can buy you time that can provide happiness. It can provide options that can provide happiness. And it's like, bro, if this money ain't really going, like, you saving $50,000, but you making 40 million in a year. Like, come on, bro. You could pay somebody better than that. Like, pay them what they worth. Them motherfuckers be busting them tables and grabbing the dishes and cleaning the floor and the outside, bro. And pay them motherfuckers what they worth, bro. Give them a
Different.
decent salary, bro. They got kids and shit. Motherfuckers be mad. I'll be amazed at people who have 4 or 5 kids and make it work out here on
Yeah.
$20,000 annually.
For sure.
$20,000.
For sure. Some
You
people
got you got more than 3 kids, and you got
that's
a wife and
crazy.
all of that. Y'all got to make it work. Think about the clothes, bro. Think about the clothes, the shoes. You still want to live life. You still want to take the kids out and stuff like that. It's just like, that's fucked up, bro.
It really is, and it's wild because like it's very impressive, and obviously when someone's back against the wall is like that, and they have kids, they still make it work somehow. You know what I mean? They
Hmm.
that hustle, and even though that hustle is beautiful, it's so unnecessary. Like no
Yeah.
one should have to do that, and even though it's like it's so dope that people are still able to kind of like make that work, even though we all have the same hours in the day. It's still just like there's such a weird disconnect between the top and the executives and the workers
Oh, it's huge wage
across
gap.
across the board. And it's like
Huge wage gap.
we only really talk about the only ones that are popular to talk about is like the music industry and why these
Hmm.
people are getting screwed and they're the bosses. But it's like it really goes down to everything. And it's so wild that it would be like, okay, the person on top is more than comfortable. And for some reason, just because it's good for business, it's like they'll keep their employees starving to
Hmm.
get a profit that's just really at the end of the day going to make them a little bit more money, in the
Yeah.
grand
In the grand
scheme of
scheme.
things. When it's like, it's so like ridiculous and optimistic of a thought, but it's just like if every company just had their employees comfortable, they would
Hmm.
probably put more into the company.
Some would. You always gonna have some people that's just gonna try to get over. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like, I really feel like those quarterly reviews should be, more specific and more targeted toward their output, productivity, and all that type of stuff. Not saying that some of them aren't. Some of them definitely are, but I think you definitely should pay people what they're worth. And the way, like, I used to think the same thing. Like, a lot of these companies like Panera and stuff like that, throwing away the food at the end of the night instead of just giving it to the homeless. I posed that question a lot, but then I found out they do that because of liability. Let's say that someone was to get sick from some food that was donated from a certain company. Now that company is liable to get sued because of that. So that's why a lot of companies, rather than give the food to homeless shelters and things of that nature, they opt to just throw it away so they can't be held liable just in case something goes awry with it. And I understand both sides to that point too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there could be a loophole, like you could have a written contract that says that, by donating this, we uh, absolve ourselves of all risks associated with eating and consumption of this food. We cannot be held liable for anything that happens to a person health wise if they have any type of dietary restrictions or anything. This is going to this company, and it is completely their responsibility when it comes to distributing it. However, a lot of companies just aren't going to take that risk because they fear, it blowing back on them and them having to
But
take the brunt of
ain't there some type of thing where it's like you sort of lose like a passing of ownership almost? Like when you throw something away, it's technically not yours. So I
Yeah,
feel like
that's the thing. Like, yeah, once you put once trash is put out in the trash on the sidewalk, like, that's how cops grab evidence, you know what I'm saying? It's no longer that person's personal property. Which is why maybe some companies like Breco, they don't just throw it in the dumpster. Sometimes they just put it in plastic bags that's sitting on the side. So I've seen people leave with whole bags of the pastries and stuff like that. And maybe that was their mindset. Like, all right, well, it's no longer ours. We're putting it on a public property. The parking lot belongs to the city. That actually doesn't belong to us. Whatever it may be.
right.
But I understand the risks associated with handing out stuff because, like, if they just put a bag of bread, sweets, all that type of stuff out and gave it to a shelter, and then somebody ate it that had, a milk allergen or a peanut allergen, and they got sick and died from it, then, potentially somebody has to be held accountable for that.
But there
So,
probably could be a company that can act as that third party in the middle. You know what I mean? If you transfer all the food to them, you know what I
mhm.
mean? Or if you say like I'm throwing it away at this particular place that's not really a trash can or just something that can, you know what I mean? Like I feel like liability is a weird reason for people to be starving and looking at food in the trash can.
Yeah,
You know?
no doubt. I agree, bro. I it's crazy. One of my homeboys, this dude I used to tour with on the Vans Warped Tour, this white dude named Tom Sands, weird ass dude. I remember one time he told me he dumpster dived for a week. He's like, I just want to see how much food is wasted in New York City. And so he found this little
To
area.
watch it, to find out, or to eat the food too.
He ate the food. He dumpster dived for a full week. Like he went, he did his research first. He found out when people throw the food out and stuff like that. He did that for like a week and a half, he said. And then he said he just knew the spots that he wanted to hit up. He was like, I never went hungry once. He was like, I always had something good to eat. And not like just like scraps, like real food to eat. And I was just like, bro, I applaud your effort in that. Like to do that type of diligence prior to and all of that. I couldn't eat out the trash can like that. Like,
Yeah, if you wanted the research, you can just be like, "Oh, they're dumping now. Oh, they're dumping now." That's a lot of food in the trash can. I feel like eating it is a little too much.
hey man,
Some people commit to
doers
this.
do.
It's like
You're the doer. You know what I'm saying?
it's like those shows with undercover cops, and they like pose as like prostitutes to get like
Mhm.
somebody, but then they like reveal themselves after they have sex with the dude, and they're like, "Nigga, you didn't have to. You didn't have to have sex with him."
You're like, I'm a method actor. I had to see it through.
I had to go through with it. Yeah, I'm with you because I feel like it might even be a mental thing, but if I were to take my wastebasket, put a fresh bag in there, and then
Mhm.
throw something away, in my mind, it's just like I can't. I don't know if I could eat it, just
Mhm.
because of the mentality of I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. That's actually pretty interesting.
Man,
I,
it's crazy that you speak to that because I was literally about to transition to talking about people and their mental well being right now because I've been talking to a lot of people and it's almost like some people have got institutionalized by being in the house for so long. Like
Mhm.
having conversations is kind of weird with certain people. I've met some people, met up with some people, and just was talking to them. They just kind of seemed off, like not making eye contact or what. And I was like, I wonder if that has something to do with just being in the house for 14 months. Like a lot of people out here don't have family out here, so it was weird, man. And like I always would take the opportunity to tell people, yo, if you are feeling some type of way, you feel like you lost your smile, you lost your happiness, you need to look at better help, okay? Because better help will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating under 48 hours. Let me be very clear, BetterHelp is not a crisis line, it's not a self-help line. It is professional counseling done securely online, and they have a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. And the service is available for clients worldwide, so you can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. I actually have BetterHelp signed up because I was talking to Kev. I was like, man, for the longest time, I feel like I can't write. Like my set now, I just got right in the last 4 weeks for
You just got
the
right, or you just
majority
got right?
of, like I just got it together, like to the point where I feel like I'm funny again.
Mhm.
Because for the longest time, I just didn't have any motivation to write. And he was like, you need to start therapy back up. He's like, because it sounds like you're having a mental block or an emotional block, and you need to figure out what that is, and you need to talk to somebody that's a professional. So I have BetterHelp on my phone. I launch it right here, recognizes my face, boom, and then I could talk to my counselor at any point. Like I can send them a voice message, I can send them a text, I can email them. I actually was supposed to meet with him this week or last week, and I didn't get a chance to do it because of everything that was going on. But that's cool too because you can set that up at any point, even with the texting side of it. You could set it up via text, and that's how you guys can communicate. So you don't have to like talk every week, or you could talk throughout the week. And when he gets a second, he'll respond to you quickly with a thoughtful response. But I'm telling you, man, if you feel like you need that help, look into it. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Go to their website. They encourage you. Go to the website, read the testimonials. They're posted daily. Okay. You could just see the help that they're providing for over 1 million people that have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. So this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. And
Mhm.
damn internet, you scary listeners, get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/DIYS. Again, that's 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/DIYS. This is something I'm very passionate about because I feel like a lot of times, especially with Black men and in the Black community in general, but I will say that women have been traditionally more connected with talking about their problems and trying to work through it than the guys have been. Fellas, mental health is important.
Mhm.
Talk to somebody. If you holding on to a relationship that you know is still causing problems and your current dating scene, talk to somebody, bro. That's not just gonna go away. Some things you don't just grow past. Some things that you can't let fall by the wayside because every time you get in an argument and something from that argument or something from that disagreement is connected to that horrible breakup or the way your father left or the way your mother treated you growing up or something that might have happened with another family member or a close friend, it automatically connects you to that event and you become toxic in that relationship or in that moment, but you don't realize it because you feel like you're just putting up your guard. You
Yeah.
don't realize that your guard could be pushing people away. And you're never going to get past that until you talk about it and really seek professional help. So, fellas, check out BetterHelp. All right. Mental
Yeah.
health is very, very, very important.
One thing I learned probably this year is that, like growing up, it was like therapy is either for you or not for you. Like
Mhm.
it's like I feel like the main thing that people say, specifically men, is like, I don't need therapy. I don't want to pay somebody just to talk to them. Because you can
Mhm.
kind of write it off like that. But what you don't really realize is that you're not paying for that. You're almost paying for somebody to sort of like unlock hidden parts of your brain that you didn't really think about. So obviously, if somebody offers it to you just on paper, you're gonna be like, I don't need that. But it really takes somebody asking you questions and things that you've never really thought about to
Mhm.
really be like, oh, what the heck? And that's probably why people are so surprised. And after a couple meetings, they're like, yeah, I'm in. I'm fully
I
in.
think a lot of people still have a warped perception of what therapy is too. Like for the guys that may be listening right now, or anyone that's listening right now, your therapist cannot tell you what to do legally. They can't tell you, yeah, it sounds like you need to leave your wife, or it sounds like you need to leave your husband. It's
Right.
nothing like that.
Not
They
advice.
ask probing questions to help you decipher and pinpoint a certain area of pain or a certain area of hurt or something that you went through or something that you need help getting over, and then they kind of walk you through it with those questions, and they ask you how does that make you feel, like when you think of that, your trigger word or whatever. They cannot tell you what to do. That's not what they're there to do. They're there to listen unbiasedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of friends, a lot of family members in our lives, a lot of loved ones, but how many of them are going to listen unbiasedly? How many are going to listen without giving you advice? Most of your
Exactly.
friends, like, they listen to respond. A therapist is just there to listen. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? To let you talk your way through it, and then they ask probing questions like, "Well, do you think that was the best thing to do in that situation?" But they don't tell you what to do. That's illegal.
Mhm.
Okay, they can't do that. So don't think that you're gonna go to a therapist. You know, my therapist told me I should do this. They can recommend certain healthy habits that you can start to do to implement a change in your life, but they can't tell you what to do. All
Mhm.
right, so you can let your guard down a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff. He said I got him into therapy, man. I hope it's working for you, Jeff, man, because it's definitely made a difference in my life.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. That's dope. And that part wasn't even better help. That was just us talking about therapy and how it works.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, let's throw it back a little bit. I'm for the final section of this podcast, we gonna bring back the conspiracy part
Oh, okay.
because oh, who
That's all I
killed
got for it right
okay,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is probably one of the most famous conspiracies of all time, especially our generation. And it seems like it keeps unwrapping, even though it happened so long ago.
Mm,
Back in the headlines, we have the murder of Biggie, one of the most confusing things, not only in the music industry, but just in culture, in culture, period. It's just like, how was such a high profile person murdered and nothing was ever really done? Well, back in the headlines because an ex FBI agent reveals not only the killer, but they're sealed up court documents and basically is saying that it is a full cover up. Now it's obviously like a lot of people are like, yeah, we've been through that, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like the aliens. Like, even though you may have seen one for yourself or have been, watching footage and conspiracies for a long time, once the people come out and start saying things and giving documents and saying like this is actually, declassified, it gets very, very real. And it kind of, once things become less of speculation and more just straight up, it's just like, oh, okay, well, damn, this shit is really happening out there. He basically he basically said that Suge Knight financed a hitman to kill Big because essentially his cash cow Tupac was murdered. And they basically are giving all these crazy details, like it was carried out by a Nation of Islam convert and hired hitman Amir Muhammad, and there was help with the Los Angeles cops. There was a lot of corrupt cops that were involved, and apparently, yeah, this was all said by an FBI agent who actually worked the case and have seen these sealed court documents. It says all the evidence points to Amir Mohammed. He's the one who pulled the trigger. He worked the case. This FBI agent also worked the case for 2 years, and he said there were plenty of others who helped orchestrate it and allowed him to pull the trigger. It was the biggest miscarriage of justice in my 20-year career at the FBI. I have evidence that LAPD officers were involved, and I was shut down by the LAPD and the city attorneys inside Los Angeles.
I read something about that today. Something about it being with Suge, Crooked Cops, and the Nation of Islam, and I was just like, how is this still unfolding, bro? Like,
Right?
I mean, this Biggie died with 98,
I didn't know he was only 24.
and this is still unraveling.
It refuses to let up. And even though Suge's been in jail for a long time, and it's crazy because of that list, the only surprise was the Nation of Islam. I was like, damn,
Right.
really?
Right.
I didn't really think like they got hitmen. But
Biggie died in '97. I'm sorry, I said '98, but it was '97. March. I think it was like March 21st, '97. March 9th.
I had no idea. Like, I mean, the cops involved, sure.
Yeah,
We've seen the darkest side of the cops over the past few years. And then Suge Knight, I mean, he's in jail for killing a whole different person. So it
bro.
was
I
just
don't. This is so crazy, but I mean, like, I'm with something about a Libra. Like, none of this really surprised me when it comes to cops, man.
Mhm.
Like especially within the last. We always knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I'm from the Midwest, we always knew, like, yo, cops are dirty, bro. They're bullies with badges, or they're protected by the law. We always knew that, especially being a person of color, right? But like the treachery the treachery that they do, and I'm sure in, like, in any position of power there's always that temptation, with taking it back to kings and all of that type of stuff. But it's like, man, these cops, you took an oath. You just not gonna uphold that. And the fact that anyone could be a cop, well, not anyone, obviously, if you have a history of, violence or anything like that in your past, or you have a record, you probably won't be able to do it. But just about anybody can sign up with a clean slate.
Mhm.
And the amount of time it takes to be a cop, the fact that it takes less time to be a cop than a barber, somebody that works with clippers has to put in more time, more effort, more research, more hours than
Mhm.
somebody that's carrying a deadly weapon.
That's crazy. And
I think
deciding
that's
the state
Bro,
of
imagine if your pilot was like, yeah, man, I just, 2 weeks ago decided I wanted to be a pilot, and here we are, 2 weeks later.
listen, that's
Go
not
ahead and take your seats, you know what I'm saying? Listen to the flight attendants as they tell y'all what the fuck to do in case of emergency. Like, no,
that's
that's
not
not okay. You have that many lives in your hand. You need to be in school longer. And I feel like cops have the ability to take life, and they can hide behind their shield, and they are done in a couple weeks of training with potentially one of the most dangerous jobs in the one of the most dangerous jobs in the world.
Mhm.
Now, I know a lot of danger comes from external forces for cops, but a lot of times cops are they're the dangerous ones.
Right.
You got that thing on your hip, bro. You can kill somebody at any point. And all you
Mhm.
got to say is you fear for your life, and they were resisting the West, and they seem hostile, and they fit the description. They got a top 5 go to that can get them out of trouble.
What do you mean?
Fit the description.
Oh yeah.
I fear for my life.
Mhm.
He was resisting arrest.
Thought
He
I had a
seemed
weapon.
agitated and of a violent nature. Uh, and I had probable cause to stop him. Those 5 things right there could potentially end anyone's life.
They
And that,
shouldn't even have guns at this point because the whole like, oh, I thought it was a taser was just like, all right, y'all got y'all got to do something. They're saying that they don't know the difference. They at this point should just be shooting rubber bullets. I don't understand why, because even in the worst case scenario, you could still shoot somebody. Have you seen a rubber bullet? I used to think
mm-hmm,
they were like those little pencil erasers, those little pink things.
mm-mm,
They are like they look like this.
mm-hmm.
And it's no, that's it's I totally agree. That's really really ridiculous, and I don't
Rubber
know.
bullets, bean bags, things like, yeah, man. They
That's
they have options for non-deadly force. They just
do you
don't do
think?
it. Even in training, though. In training, they're taught to execute the threat. They're
Mhm.
taught to when they go to the firing range, they're aiming for the center mass, because this is the biggest piece of mass. So they're not trained to really disarm or diffuse the situation. If
Mhm.
there's a major threat, they are trained to just take it out, bro.
You think that I never thought of this, but do you think when police first started, when they were just like, man, we need some shit with niggas patrolling this shit, when they first started policing, do you think it was like full of like honest cops, and then one person was just like, man, I can get away with so much? Or do you think that it like started on some like corrupt shit?
I think there's always bad apples. You know what I mean? Like anything, politics, police, power. I think there are always people who will use it to their benefit rather than what it was originally created for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at rappers. Initially, rap was created for a way for us to get our voice out and be heard
Mhm.
and represent the communities that we lived in. And then people
Right.
started doing it for women. Then it's just for the money. Now it's for the money and the women. There are so many rappers right now that say that will openly admit that they don't like rap. They just, they doing it for the money. It's the quick buck. I
Mhm.
think that's just about in every field, you know?
It took a minute to get there. Like, I don't know who the first just fun party rapper was. It seemed like at first everybody was like, "This is what's happening in the worst parts of New York," and
Yeah.
white people were like, "Yeah, keep going." Like, I don't know, I don't know like when that shifted. Because I mean, by the time LL Cool J was there, he was kind of like for women, right? He was just
Mm.
doing it for the chicks. I don't know if he was like, I don't know if LL Cool J had a message.
Yeah, I mean, it's in his name. Ladies love Cool James.
Right.
That name says it all. But I'm talking about so like I've seen rappers just disrespect chicks, like calling bitches all out their name, pour champagne on their head, that type of shit. Like just because you get to a point and you get to a certain level of celebrity when people just don't tell you no.
Hmm.
So you move like that. You move with that intention that you can't get told no. And I mean, it's not just rappers. Ball players, a lot of athletes, a lot
Hmm.
of boxers. A lot of them move that way. And I,
Hmm.
I just feel like that just comes from not having the right people, potentially not having the right people around you, and then also how you were raised. Because I don't know, I wasn't raised like that, and like that's a lot of situations recently have taught me about my circle, like and the people that I need to have around me, like. And I always knew I didn't need a whole lot of people around me. I don't need a whole lot of yes man. I need some people
Entourage
to
and
tell me
shit.
when I'm fucking up and when I'm tripping and when I need to tighten up and shit like that. But a lot of people, you get a little money, you get a little fame, you get introduced. It's kind of like on the social network when the dude that created Napster met Mark Zuckerberg. And he had some good ideas, but he was like, he wasn't in it for like, he just wanted to attach himself to the next big thing. And that's
Right.
how it a lot of times is when you blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a party at your crib. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't post it that you got the stripper pole in there, there's money on there. It's chicks coming through and taking photo shoots for your merchandise and stuff like. And somebody sees it and like, man, me and Pat would be cool. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking like, man, I wonder has Pat thought about doing this? I wonder if Pat thought about doing that. And he's
Mhm.
not trying to latch on and be like, yo, I like what you're doing. I think I have some things that can add to your movement and could
Right.
potentially help. This is somebody that sees like this nigga Pat living in the good. That need to be my friend. I want some of them cars that he
Mhm.
be out there with his cousin. Like all of that shit. Like a lot of people only see it from that and the opportunists, and that's the only reason that they latch on. So a
Right.
lot of people don't want to do the work to get in the position where that person is that they admire or they want to be like. They just want the reward and the results from that person's work, and so they latch on to it.
Right.
I'm very like cautious with like who I'm inviting to my circle, who
Hmm.
we inviting to the green room. This weekend, some people came in and I didn't know who they were for or who they were with, and so I'm sitting there with this look on my face. And one of them was like, "What's
What's
wrong,
the
bro?"
vibe?
Like, no,
Oh,
what's
that.
wrong? I was like, "I no disrespect, my nigga, but I don't know you. It's still COVID." So I did it in a joking, jovial manner, but it
All
was
right.
it was reality behind it. Like, nigga, I don't know you.
Right.
You in our space that we use to like decompress and get
Right.
ready for the next show, and you're back here talking loud. Who
Yeah.
sent you, my nigga?
Right.
I don't do a whole lot of people in the green room. We ain't smoking and all of that shit in the green room. Nah, man, that's where we decompress and get our mind right before we go back out there and do it again. So I
Mhm.
don't need that. I don't like that shit, bro.
COVID is a great excuse for introverts too.
Yeah,
You know what I
hell,
mean? 'Cause a lot of the time it ain't COVID. The COVID's there, and but at the end of the day, it's just like it's great. It's like, I'm good. COVID. It's like, but you're also, you have people with you too. It's like, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
It's like, yeah, but they don't have COVID.
You hope.
Well, that's real shit, man. It's just about like, protecting your space, because it's like people don't realize that it takes energy to make other people feel good, and at the end of the day, it's not necessarily, like some of us do have personalities that it's kind of always on and you're kind of just always that, but it takes a lot out of you, especially if you're pressing the record button upwards of 10, 15 times a day. So
Hmm.
it's not even, when you get caught in that downtime, it's you really have to protect it because obviously with what we do, it can be taken the wrong way, and that person could have easily left the green room like, man, here's an asshole. But it's really like you just have to have another level of understanding in the art of it, and
Yeah.
it's making people laugh and stuff and feel good, which doesn't register to a lot of people as an art form, but it's one of the most important ones.
Not
That's
only that, bro, like, and I'm gonna say this before we get up out of here because I think people always need to hear this or be reminded of it.
mhm,
I am still learning and perfecting saying no. And I
yes.
think that is a very valuable tool depending on where you are in your life. And that is with people borrowing money,
Hmm.
people wanting your time, uh, people
Projects.
needing things. No is a very powerful tool that you have in your toolbox that you need to probably use more. I had some people hit me up this week like, yo, bro, much congrats on your success, and I seen everything you're doing. I wanted to have you had a minute so I could pick your brain real quick on some stuff I'm trying to do. No, I actually don't have the time. And prior to, I would have been like, just, oh yeah, yeah, hit me up here, hit me up there. And then I'm losing an hour of rest or an hour of editing or an hour of whatever that I
Mhm.
need to do for my personal self so I can remain
Right.
healthy physically and mentally and emotionally, or an hour away from my family. Now that I'm only in town 3, 4 days a week, every hour counts. So it's
Right.
like if you want to have a consultation, then you need to lead with that, and then we can figure out a dollar amount
Hmm.
for my time. But like just giving people time who weren't already in my circle, no, I don't have time for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hit me after the tour. I'll be done 20 December. If it's vital, then you probably should consult a professional, but I don't have the time right
Hmm.
now. No. And learn how to say no without
Effectively.
explaining yourself. Because a lot of times we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or things of that nature. And so it's like, no, I can't right now. You go, no, you ain't got to over explain yourself. No.
That's literally what I was about to say. Is like, I guess I struggle with it because I have to try to find like a nice way to say it, or like an effective way to say it that just doesn't come off as a negative
Hmm.
sort of way. But you just be no period.
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting better at doing that. Cause like yeah, I had a lot of people hit me up on Instagram. Yo, you do promotions. I got rap, and yo, I'm gonna send you some stuff and all of this. No, no. A lot of people don't understand. Like people want to send you merch and stuff like that because they want you to wear your merch. They want you to wear their merch, so you shout them out and they get sales. No, you want me to wear your merch? That's create a Bitly, so I get a dollar amount off of every sale purchased through my code. Other than that, no.
Hmm.
I'm not giving out no more free promo like that, bro. Like unless I really rock with it, like my homies at Lawrence and Laramie, because when I was coming up, they really fought with me.
Yeah.
Cool. And I get it. Like you always want to get somebody in your stuff, but like, bro, everybody had to get it from the dirt, bro. You got to understand that like
Hmm.
I built my following on transparency and being real with them. If I just take a dollar amount from you just to promote your rap song or your album, and I ain't listen to it, then I start to lose credibility with my folks that support me. Because they're like,
Right.
damn, to hear like this? Because I just did it for the dollar. I'm not doing that, bro. My
Right.
people fuck with me and I appreciate them fuck with me from being real. So I'm not gonna just take a dollar amount, like, yo, y'all check this out. Nah,
Facts.
I'm not doing that, man, because that's when people start to think that you're just doing anything for money, and then you just become like any other person. You part of the big network. Just
Hmm.
put any commercial out there. Nah, I don't know. I'm just not there yet. I fuck with products that I really fuck with. Everything that we promote on our ads, the stuff we tried out. There have been a lot of ads with Pat like, yo, what you think about this? I'm like, bro, I ain't really.
Mhm.
They had one for HR, like an HR thing. I was like, we ain't
I remember
man,
that. That makes no
like,
sense.
I'm not gonna want to try this out to give a personal experience to some people that listen to us every week. I don't feel comfortable doing that, man. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not.
That's true. It's yeah, protecting your time, protecting your energy. That's really all you can do when your time and energy becomes less and less.
Yeah, I like what somebody said. Who said that? Uh, Somebody said it. I meant to shout them out when I saw it. They said no is a complete sentence. Sherry Barnes, and I think we see Sherry in like we see
Yeah.
Sherry in an hour on 21 questions. If you guys are
Oh,
still
cool.
here right now, make sure you pull back up on the YouTube channel for 21 questions because that's going to be open to everyone. But
Yes, sir.
she's absolutely right. No is a complete sentence.
Don't need any.
Nothing has to follow it. It could
Hmm.
be a period or exclamation point. Nothing has to follow it.
That's actually better because when you do say like no because so and so or no because so and so, that person will actively try to find the hypocrisy in that. If it's just like no, I can't because I got to do this, they'll run to somebody else and be like, he said he didn't want to do it because of this, but
Yeah.
he did so and
Or
so this or this, you
giving
know.
them too much information can make them feel like they can sway you. Nah, I got to do this at this time. It is okay. Well, what about tomorrow? No, 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 no. I'm just saying no because I don't want to do it.
Right.
I'm not saying no because today doesn't work. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And I learned that from Kev. Because even me going to Kev, asking like, yo, you want to do this? He'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. And I had to respect that. But I also looked at it like, damn, that's a beautiful place to be at where you like the insecure thing. I'm just insider information.
Hmm.
Insecure wanted me to shoot on the day I was supposed to shoot Spectrum.
Hmm.
Spectrum was a bigger payday for me. So I
Hmm.
was like, I can't do this day. And he was like, oh man, my agent was like, yo, you gonna make the team mad because I had submitted some dates, but I forgot to submit that date.
Yeah.
And he's like, I already submitted your dates. You said you're available. Now you're saying you're not available. I was like, well, I'm not available. So if they want me, because they said they wrote me into the script, if they want me, then we could do it on Thursday. I'll
Hmm.
miss one of my comedy shows to shoot this, but
Right.
I can't do it this day.
Yeah.
It's no. I'm available the very next day, but not this day.
Right.
And that happened on a Friday, I think, that conversation. We didn't hear nothing through the weekend, didn't hear nothing on Monday. And I was like, all right, well, they made their decision. I feel comfortable making what I said because I
Right.
meant that, right? Tuesday, they was like, all right, hey, can you go get tested this day, this day, this day, and here's a shoot time and all of that. I was like, all right, cool. But I'm like, no. As simple as that.
Right.
Here's
Hey,
what it is, bro.
I like it. No is a complete sentence.
No, it's a
I'm
complete
I'm
sentence.
I'm I'm gonna take that lesson as well because I'm good at saying no, but I'd be taking the long route. So
Nah, man. Nah. Shortest distance, man. Straight line. Well, listen, guys. Has been another episode of Damn Internet You Scary. I'm your co-host to hear more,
I'm Patrick Loud.
and we'll see you next week on another episode of Damn Internet You Scary.
There you
Peace out,
guys.
gang.